Danny
for the
requires
first
16.
points of Super Series 4.
Game, shot, and the match.
And he does it on
Danny
double
Lauby.
4. Danny Lauby reaches 4 legs in super quick time, just over 8 minutes. We said it'd be fast, we said it'd be good. It was. An average of nearly 90 there for Danny Lauby as he hits the top of the table. Coming up next, we've got Yodi Brewer and Wesley Harms.
And, you know, he said, I'm still a young enough man. The darts can still come whenever I'm good and ready. So, yeah, fair play to him.
180. Wesley require 156.
A nice 180 there from Brewer. But Wesley looking at 156. He'll look to put the pressure on the 126.
100.
Which he duly does.
Yuri
And now Yuri
126.
really only needs 1 treble to get a dart at the ball. But it has to be that treble 19. It's bullseye.
101.
Very close indeed. Width of a wire.
Good 6 darts there from Yuri as well to really bring himself into this game, because it was looking at one point like Wesley was just going to move away with this one.
36.
And he has carved
Yuri
himself an
required
opportunity
25.
to get that breaker throw straight back. He
Game
thought
shot
that
on
one
the
was in.
second
He
leg.
moved very
Yuri
slightly, but it
Brewer.
was in with the last one. And he levels us back up at 1 apiece. It might only be 1 dart here for Jordy. He's going to get 2 at double 4 to take us to a deciding leg.
Game
And
shot
that is
on
a
the
big
sixth
dart.
leg.
That's
Yuri
a good
Brewer.
dart. When your opponent has got a single dart at a double for the match, he's got 3 in his
7th and
hand
final leg. It's Yuri to throw
polish
first.
that off.
Game on.
On the style and back-to-back 140s. But it might not be enough. He's going to get a shot.
92.
After 12 darts.
Wesley require 36.
Double 18.
Game.
And he
shot,
crosses
and
the
match.
line with a
Wesley
14
Harms.
dart leg there, Wesley Harms. He won all those legs against the throw. Not one single holder throw in that match, which is quite an unusual story. But an average of around about 84. And you haven't been playing darts for as long as Wesley hasn't. That is a good sign for him and an ominous sign for the rest of the group, because he is here to play. Coming up next, we've got Lee Cox taking on Mal Campbell of Australia.
Now you
Who
require 116.
feels like he's improving. You mentioned he had that good run at the Challenge Tour just past weekend, and last time he was down here in the Moda Super Series, it was a good week.
Game
But he's
shot
going
on the
to need
third
to
leg.
keep improving, because Mal
Mal
Campbell is improving. The first ton plus checkout of the week so far goes the way of Heter. Is that first one to get you the points on the board. He had a bit of a nightmare trying to check out before.
Game shot
and
on the
that
fifth
one
leg.
will wake
Lee
him up from
Cox.
that nightmare. A nice little clean 71 finish there from Lee Cox.
Mal, you
So
require 88.
the door is ajar for Cumming. 88. He's got to go 18 balls, surely. You've got to go 18 balls, surely. He has. It's the bullseye. And he
Game,
nails
shot,
it, Mal
and the
Cumming.
match, Mal
What a
Cumming.
finish. Had 3 darts in his hand to win it in the previous leg. Let them go, but it's a 4-2 win for Mal Cumming. 81 average for him. An 80 for Lee Cox. A good game. The double stats there show the tale of the story. It's time for a break. And when we come back, we have Danny Lauby and Yuri Brewer. Take the biggest gamble of their life in just
Game
upping
shot on the
sticks
first
and
leg.
coming
Danny
over.
Lauby.
And you have to respect that. Damon Heter's another one. It's just, and it's worked so successfully for him. This week
Require
here
102.
in the Moda Super Series. It's Lauby now.
Game shot on the second leg. Danny
What camera
Lauby.
work that was to keep up with that. Wow, wow, wow. Well done to the team next door for today.
Well, you think he was very successful in the doubles at the opening part of this match.
98. Danny require
Can
40.
he finally get the job done?
Game.
He does.
Shot. And the
And
match,
it's on tops.
Danny Lauby.
And it was that leg in leg number 4 that probably killed that a bit for Danny Lauby in terms of the averages. But the most important thing there for Danny Lauby is it's another win, and another big win. A second 4-1 victory of the day. Legs often plays its part in Group A. They could come important come the end of this group. Coming up next, we've got Lee Cox taking on Moreno Blom.
101.
when you look at this group and you look at the group dynamics, who is the top dog? You'll be in that practice room looking around.
Game shot on the first leg. Lee Cox.
Could be the top dog as he takes out another tumblers finish.
Indeed. Where will he go here? He'll go tops with that. Surely he has to. There's one.
18.
Oh, just underneath.
Moreno, you require 24.
This will feel like a bit of a pinch if you're
12.
Lee Cox, because he's been running over the 100 average all the way
Lee
through,
require
but
20.
3 darts nowhere near the double.
That one's wide
Game,
and handsome,
shot,
but the
and
second
match,
isn't.
Lee Cox.
As Lee Cox closes out a terrific game against Rhino Bloom 4-3. It was running big averages all the way to those last couple of legs when it got a little bit tense, nervous headache. 4 from 7, the story of the game here for Lee Cox. That's what's probably won him the game. We head into a short break, and when we return, we will have Wesley Harms against Mal Cumming. It's from back in the days in the 80s where, you know, you could see the players just didn't get on.
Game shot on the second leg.
Well, that's
Mal Cumming.
brilliant there from Mal Cumming, who just missed 3 darts in the last leg to get a breaker throw, to then come back and take out
Third
a
leg is
106
Wesley to throw
finish.
first.
Great
Game
response,
on.
great reaction.
Regular TV
126.
stuff works so good.
That's the bullseye.
Game,
For the match,
shot,
Wesley
and a
Harms
match,
wraps it
Wesley
up. 4
Harms.
legs to 1. A 1-2-6 on the ball. A 101 finish as well. 2 180s. An average of 97.67.
Regular TV
126.
stuff works so good.
That's the bullseye.
Game,
For the match,
shot,
Wesley
and a
Harms
match,
wraps
Wesley
it up.
Harms.
4 legs to 1. A 1-2-6 on the ball. A 101 finish as well. 2 180s. An average of 97.67. We said we expect him to get better and stronger as the day and as the group goes on. Well, that could be the very best there from Wesley Harms. He now puts himself onto 4 points, joining Danny Lauby, who we're going to see coming up next against Lee Cox.
You feel this has to go.
He gets a dart, a match dart,
Game,
and that's
shot,
all he
and a match,
needs.
Lee
Lee Cox has wrapped it up with a 116 finish. A fantastic performance there from both players. A game played with good pace, good spirits, but it's gone the way of the London county captain, who dishes up Dan Lauby's first defeat of the day. Coming up next, we've got Yodi Brewer taking on Mal Cumming.
Require 83.
Maybe that's why he's called the Bull.
Oh, that's tidy.
Game shot
That
on the
is a
sixth leg.
nice,
Yuri Brewer.
nice clean finish from Yuri Brewer there.
He sealed the deal.
That's beginning to go wrong for him. 1 dart.
25.
And that was always
Mal, you
going
require
to be a
78.
problem once he hit that double 3, but it's now 78 for Mal, and you see this going, don't you?
Game, shot, and the match.
Well, if you was able to
Mal
predict
Cumming.
that game, well done to you, because all the way through there, that flip-flopped, it turned, it twisted. No idea which direction that was going to go. It all came down to experience, though, at the end of the day. Mal Cumming, a nice clean 78 kill to win that match. Nice 83 from Yodi Brewer to keep him in that one, but good signs there for Yodi Brewer moving forward throughout Group A. Coming up next, we've got Moreno Blom, Wesley Harms.
Gerwen.
78.
Here we go, it's double 10.
Game shot on the
go
second leg.
1-1.
Moreno Blom. Wesley required 10.
On your group stat, it really is.
Game, shot, and the match. Wesley Harms.
Disappointment there, very visible to see from Moreno Blom. Not happy with that performance, not happy with the result. But Wesley Harms keeps his 100% record going. Wasn't as pretty as his last performance, but the most important thing, is he's got 2 more points on the board. The favourite is top of the table on 6. Coming up next, Lee Cox takes on Yodi Brewer. Being 100% for the day, winning all his matches, but this for Lee Cox will wrap this one up. The 1-4-8 Lee Cox, a solid performance, 4-0 victory with an average around about the 97. Lee Cox is getting stronger and stronger, and I don't just mean today, I mean in terms of his career. Lee Cox is going the right direction, and he's going towards the top of the table. He joins Wesley Harms at the top on 6. Wesley Harms is in our next match. He'll be taking on Dan Lauby. Scoreline victory here. Could be a red pen moment, and a red pen moment, I mean severe importance Wesley that we refer back to come Wednesday.
$60. Danny require 84.
Is this the spark that will light the Lauby touch paper?
Game shot on the 4th.
It is indeed.
Danny Lauby.
It is indeed.
Mal, you require 120.
2 treble 9 routine routes in the ball, and he hit the first one and then totally confused himself, I think.
The brain's frazzled, isn't it, for Moreno at the moment?
100. Moreno require 85.
He's sort of second guessing himself. Even this shot here, second guessing himself. He's not sure of anything at the moment. The maths are all over the place. He's not happy with the darts.
Game shot on the 3rd leg. Moreno Blom.
Put a smile on your face, Moreno.
Be a big ask, wouldn't it?
This is a sort of
56.
mess that can sort of start evolving here. That should have been 3 darts at the double. Instead, he's having to chase it down in bits. And Moreno's just getting closer and closer all the time, but he won't get close enough. Mal Campbell has got over the line and condemned Moreno Blom to his 4th defeat in a row. His 4th defeat out of 4 today. He has not turned up as of yet, but he's got plenty of time to do so as his campaign continues. Mal Campbell moves on to 6 points. That is 3 wins and 1 defeat for him. Coming up next, Wesley Harms takes on Lee Cox in what could be game of the day.
He require 113.
I suppose in boxing you can hardly towel yourself down, can you really? You need a corner man, don't you? So here we go. This is big. This is big. Harms to save his throat.
Game shot on the 3rd leg.
It was huge.
Wesley Harms.
It was huge.
I'm going to the top of the table. Still 2 darts away.
Game shot.
Good performance there from Lee Cox. Clinical in the end. Wesley Harms didn't really show up for that one, but he has now, for the first time this week, tasted defeat. That comes at the hands of Lee Cox, who temporarily puts himself top of the table. 4 wins from his 5 games. He'll be back tomorrow, as will Wesley Harms. But before then, got Moreno Blom and Jordy Brewer. A bit more, not pace, a bit more power, a bit more purpose.
171.
Venom. A bit more
Yuri
venom, isn't
100.
it? More positivity.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
Brilliant.
Yuri Brewer.
Once again, Moreno Blom, 171, 3 treble 19s, leaves himself on tops. Tops for the match.
6th leg is Yuri to throw
and
first.
Yuri Brewer hits his first tumpless checkout of the week.
Now what's Yuri's putting like?
20. Moreno requires 65.
First time today, Yuri gets match darts. He gets 3 at the target that he
shot.
has been hitting to get him into that situation. Missed the darts. Blom does not. A little bit of experience and that title-winning form for Moreno Blom was just enough there to get him over the line. But positive signs there for both players who end the day with their best performances so far of the day. We've got one more match still to come for you today, which is Dan Lauby taking on Mal Campbell. Leaves it handy, but will he come back? Lauby's already took the 102 today, and he does it once more. This time, though, it is for the match. A turnaround victory there for Dan Lauby, who was 2-0 down in that one, and then really started to hit the accelerator. Great checkouts there from Lauby, 66.67%. And that lovely 102 finish to end his day on 6 points. Same as Mal coming, and that game will be our first game tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Matt. Scott Mitchell alongside me up here on the balcony. Let's just begin by talking about that last match. Fair reflection of both players' day, 6 points?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've both had their moments and they've both had their non-moments, but the fact that they're on 6 points means they're still in the mix with the two guys that are at the top on 8.
Well, let's have a look then at the table now then, following the completion of the first day's play. It's Lee Cox and Wesley Harms at the top of it on 8 points. Let's go through the players one by one. We'll begin with Wesley Harms because first appearance here at the Super Series, not really seen him on the TV stage for a little while, so perhaps maybe we didn't quite know where the form was going into it, but what he has shown us today is a very impressive and a very high level.
Yeah, he's still playing Dutch Super League stuff, which is on Saturdays in Holland. He's right up there in the mix with that. He's number 3 in their rankings, and that's no mean feat with the players that are playing there. So he's probably come in a little bit under the radar to what we know. Like you say, he hasn't been on TV much, but he showed exactly what he's still got.
Let's talk about Lee Cox then, because he's also on 8 points. He's the man who's going to lead the table going into the second day's action. Do you feel like now he's been here so many times, he's had so many trials, so many tribulations, he's come so close so many times, do you feel like this time there's a different air about him, a man that wants to now make it through to Champions Week, desperate to get through to Champions Week?
I think there's an air of knowing what it feels like to play here. This is very different to playing anywhere else, as I found a couple of weeks ago. You know, you lose a game, you chastise yourself a little bit. He's not doing that. We mentioned that in commentary, that the down moments that used to really get him have just passed him by today a little bit, and he's been a better player for it.
What have you made of Moreno, Blom and Yodi Brewer today?
They're just a first-time kid. You can see that they will have, if they can just take stock in an hour or so's time of stop sort of beating themselves up, they will have learned things today, and I think we'll see them both play differently tomorrow.
As we know, Tuesday's moving day.
It is always moving day, and we've still got a lot of excitement to come.
So see you tomorrow morning.
I'm not missing it, mate.
Well, join myself, Scott Mitchell and Matthew Edgar for all the action tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. here on the Motors Super Series YouTube channel. And Series 4 has got off to a rip-roaring start.